Here is Kevin Kennedy and Rich Herrera with an Inside the Dugout quick fix.
Well, let's go inside the scrum, the brawl, because you know, like we said, everybody always laughs off baseball players. They go out there and they square dance and they hug each other, and you partner up and you do-si-do, and then you go back and you drink some Gatorade in the clubhouse. But you know, you talked about it. Gooby, Mark Gubizal, who's we're very good friends with, could have punched you in the back of the head. We've seen some brawls. It's funny. Either you hear folks laugh that baseball players don't fight, or when they really do throw down, let's say it's this fight between the Blue Jays and the Rangers, or there was that nasty fight with the Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals a couple of years ago. You really see punches thrown. You see guys getting hurt. The travesty of this and the moral outrage of these players fighting. You know, the people forget they're all competitive type A personalities, and when you push my button, I'm going to go. So I wanted to ask you, Skip, what goes on in the middle of these fights? How do you have to be careful that you're not going to get sucker punched? Do people need to pair up? I mean, what's the rules of engagement for a fight?
Well, the rules, the unwritten rules, is that everybody on the team goes out there to protect your guys. I've been on teams where some guys haven't gone out, and it shocked me when I've seen that before. It happened once in winter ball. And a guy named Danny Norman, who was a good guy. I liked him very much. He was a guy that got traded in the Tom Seaver deal many years ago, along with Steve Henderson, who you know very well. But Danny didn't go out on a fight in winter ball. He just didn't want to do it. And I was shocked. I asked him, why didn't you go out and help protect it? He says, I didn't want to get in a fight with, I had nothing to do with all that. And I don't know those guys on the other team, the Venezuelan team. And I don't know a lot of the guys on my team. It's different than in the States, he said. So be it. But that's the only time I've seen your own teammates not go out to protect. But normally that's why you do that. You go out to protect, your other guys. But what you see sometimes are guys, separate fights squaring off, because when you're trying to pull guys off or you're holding somebody back, there are those guys that will sucker punch you. And I already named one. There are guys, I've seen it many times from minor leagues to big leagues. And once somebody does that and gets a sucker punch in on Nolan Ryan or a sucker punch in on Bautista, that wasn't a sucker punch. That was a true fight. But then all of a sudden, when you see your teammate get hit like that, Odor, he's going to get sucker punched by somebody else. I mean, Donaldson's going to go after him. Other guys are going to go after him. And then you have these little separate fights. But by and large, if like in the situation I talked about, what happened with us with Kansas City, they knew that, hey, I didn't get my guy high. They knew it was intentional. They threw up my guy. They knew I called it intentional because I said it on the news the night before. And it was over after that. And I think that's why Gooby and went out to protect his guy. But at the same time, he wasn't out to sucker punch me, because he knew in reality that they ordered it to hit my guy and I ordered it to hit their guy.
Inside the Dugout with Kevin Kennedy and Rich Herrera can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and RadioInfluence.com.